Hi, and welcome to the Homemaker
and the Apprentice.
I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Audrey.
And today we are going to be talking about when people ask you as a young girl, what is it you want to be when you grow up? And you start to respond to them with I want to be a mom and a wife. What happens? It's an interesting thing that we've run into a lot recently in conversations. And so Audrey and I just wanted to talk about that, to put it out there for you if you're a young girl starting to think about what you want to be when you grow up, to know that you're not alone in some of these things that you will find, because it is something that's hard to face when you don't know that you have other people in your corner, other people that have been down a similar road. And so that's what we wanted to do. That's the whole idea behind this channel, just real conversations about the real things that we run into, lessons that hopefully I've learned that I can pass on to the apprentice, and the ways that she has helped me learn things in a different way too. You know, it's a both and kind of journey that we've learned together. And so that's what we were going to talk about. Audrey, this summer was kind of your first one to be out working around people, and that conversation to come up even more often than it has in the past. So I guess the best way to start is what kind of responses have you gotten? We kind of wanted to call this the pregnant pause, because it seems to be people don't really know what to do when a young woman says to them that they would like to be a mom and a wife, or a wife and a mom. You know, we got to put them in the right order.
Yeah.
We don't really want the mom part before the wife part, so
yes,
we're going to keep them in the right order.
God's plan, ladies. Get married first.
Yes. So I think maybe it's just a good time for you to talk about some of the responses that you have heard, and then we can just talk about that a little bit more. So,
like she said, it did come up when I was working as a pool attendant at the pool where we live, and yeah, I mean, I would just get asked all the time, like, what are you doing? Because I would have schoolwork out sometimes, and I'd be working on that, and they'd be like, so what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And I'd be like, I want to be a wife and a mother. And sometimes the looks that you would get would be very interesting, but you got a lot of different responses.
But it was usually the pause.
It was
first.
Usually that pause.
Yeah. I mean, they just don't know what to do with that. It's so rare in our day and age.
Especially the ladies. I want to say that. I want to put that out there. It's ladies. Y'all we're not, are doing it to me.
We're not the nicest to each other. I think that's the thing that we've learned. If you've ever been a mom of a girl that has had to be around a lot of other girls, I think you learn this lesson a lot faster, because girls are kind of the worst on girls. So I think that was another part. So before we even got to the working, well, you kind of worked some there, and then you were working for another little shop around here. So you had that conversation there a couple of times. But then you went to summer camp for a week. Okay. And let's talk about that one, because that was kind of interesting, because they're all people that were right about the same age as you. So she's 17.
Yes.
So she's going into her senior year of high school. And so it's more, it's prescient right now. It's pushing on that. Are you going to go to college? Are you going to, what are you going to major in? All those kind of things are the questions that girls are being asked in extra hard droves right now, because, you got to have it figured out by the time you graduate high school.
Absolutely, yeah.
So then you were at the summer camp. It was an overnight camp, so you were gone for the whole week. And then, so talk about that a little bit, because that was kind of really a funny thing when you came back. So.
Well, when they first dropped me off, the first impression I got was everybody was really sweet, and I loved that. But then I think we didn't even make it that full 5 hours before we went to sleep without everybody going around and asking, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because it's just that question that everybody has to ask, because nobody else can figure out something else to talk about.
It seems to be the first thing in any situation.
Yes.
For guys, girls, anything, we have to figure out where you're from and what do you want to be, or what do you do. Those are the only questions that people want to get out of the way.
Yes.
And we're trying to find common ground, so it's a good thing. But in this particular case, this was all a bunch of girls in the 16, 17 range.
Yeah,
maybe some
cabin ranged from 15 to 17. I think we had one 14-year-old.
And then your counselor was 19.
And my counselor was 19.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the age range of these girls that she was with. So So you guys went around and you were talking about that, and what was the response when they asked you the question, what you wanted to do?
Well, my response was, first off, I want to be a mom and a wife. And it's so weird because all the other girls just kind of went silent. And my counselor noticed that, and she tried to step in and be like, "Oh, that's cool." So,
didn't she say something
that's
like,
cool.
maybe you'll find something?
Yeah, that was my other counselor. That was my other counselor.
And what did she say though? She said maybe you'll find something better. It was something very.
It was
similar
horrible.
to that.
I was at a table when we were eating in the dining hall, and I was sitting around with some other people that I hadn't been able to talk to, and I had a second kind of backup counselor that was off doing other things during the day, so she wasn't with us, but she talked to me that night because I sat next to her, and she asked, "Oh, so what do you want to do when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be a wife and a mother." And she's like, "Oh, well, okay. Well, hopefully the Lord will show you something better in your future." And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what do I say to that?
Something better? What is
something better?
What is better than
What am I supposed
the role that God has given us to do? So yeah, she came back and we've just had a lot of conversations about that. And then
Well, it was not even just that, but it was just
the whole time that you were there.
Something that was around me where the other girls would, I don't know, just the way I dressed, because the whole entire camp was t-shirts and short shorts in the girls section.
Yeah. Even though the dress code was supposed to be
the dress code is
not
no more
those things.
than 6 inches above the knee on shorts, and then baggy t-shirts. So we did get the baggy t-shirts covered.
Yeah.
But shorts,
You
half of them you couldn't even see
the t-shirt.
under
And
the
Audrey
t-shirt.
has been a model for me in being modest and wanting to maintain that. She hasn't really ever been a fan of wearing shorts anyway, so that wasn't really a big deal for her. But here especially, she took her jeggings or her jeans and she
I
did
took a
take
couple of
pair
skirts.
of shorts and skirts. I don't know that most of these girls have ever worn a skirt in their life, or if they have, they're
We had conversations about that.
barely covering any part of their thigh. And so that's just not our MO as a family, and it's definitely not been Audrey's MO as what she feels good in, what she feels feminine in, what she does. So we'll get into some of those other conversations, because that's where I've been able to learn from her too. So though we are the homemaker and the apprentice, sometimes she's been the teacher, and I'm so grateful for that. I think that's one of the blessings of motherhood that God has given us, that we can learn from our children, learn with our children, be reminded of things, because as a 48-year-old woman now, there's a lot of things that I've seen that have jaded me because of the responses of other women, mostly, not guys, other women, that make you question those heart cries that you have, those things that you feel in your heart. And I'm getting to watch her go through this, and I want to encourage her, and I want to encourage you, any other teenage girls out there who have this desire to be a wife and a mom. There's nothing better, and you don't need to be something else on top of that. It doesn't have to. It's not a also ran or a, if you can't find anything better to do, then do this. No, that is the highest calling that we have as women, to be wives and moms, and not something to be put in second, third, fourth, fifth place. And so it has been a lot of learning for us together as a mom and a daughter to find that and to help each other be better. She encourages me in my mothering and my wifing a lot of times, and I want to do the same.
Also put you through a lot of trials.
Well, we will mention those at some point in time, but probably not today.
Oh dear. Oh no. No.
But
Don't watch
anyway,
those videos.
Yeah, those will be the best ones. I'm just teasing you. See, we are a little sarcastic, and we like to have fun with each other, so that is part of it.
A little.
But anyway, yeah, a little sarcastic. Yeah, we're trying to work on that, actually. That's another one of the things that we're working on. So anyway, I think we won't talk a whole lot longer about this, but the pregnant pause is something that you will face if you have these conversations, and especially, as we found, mostly with other women. And so if you do get that, refer to people that you know that have done great things with their family, even if it's just, if you only can look to your mom or your friend's mom. If your mom wasn't great, but you know somebody who is doing it, then have the courage to realize that that is a good job. It is a wonderful thing, and you're not a second-class citizen. You're not any less than.
And know that there are others out there that are doing that. We're out here struggling as well.
So that's part of what we wanted to start this channel for, really. I mean, if we feel alone, then we know that there are lots of other people that have to feel alone in that. And so we wanted to share our struggles, how we deal with those, ways that the Bible can be helpful to us. You know, other mothers that have written great things can be helpful to us, and just us, you know, for you to know, for you to be able to put in the comments, for us to be able to respond to you, maybe even pray for you down the road if you respond to these videos, that we will be able to, you'll know somebody's in your corner, that somebody is there fighting the same fight with you and wanting you to be successful. So I think we'll wrap up today's video and we'll be back.
But just on the topic of what to do with that pregnant pause is literally just don't worry about it. It's fine. They're going to forget you, most likely.
Most people are concerned with themselves.
Most people do not care. Some of them it will shock, and then they'll just get over it.
And God,
you're being a witness to the world.
God might use that for sure.
Go for it.
To do that. For another woman to actually hear that another young girl or another woman,
especially as a young lady.
Yeah.
As a young lady.
And if you are presenting yourself well,
yes.
If you are dressed nicely, if you take good care of yourself, I think that's all part of the process. That means don't, show up with your teeth unbrushed and your hair in knots and stuff, and then try and be like, oh, I want to be Christ-like, and I'm going to be the example of what to be as a future wife and mom. No, we have a calling to care for ourselves well, so that in every instance we can give an answer for the hope that we have, like Peter talks about in the Bible. And this is a way that you can, as a young woman, if this is your desire, present yourself well. And then when people ask you, they're going to be like, oh, that girl has her stuff together. And so if she's thinking that, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something that I don't quite understand about this. So we have the opportunity. You guys have the opportunity to be witnesses. So anyway, I think that'll be a great way to start it off. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you want to hear more about certain things, we'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments. We'll put it into the line of ideas that we have, because we're just kind of coming up with them. Or
if you just want to address a question to either of us specifically, then we'd love to do that and talk about it together. But so I guess we haven't come up with a fun exit line, so we'll just say, may the grace of God be with you today, and rest in his peace. There you go.